out there. My name is Muhammad Abubakar with another edition of the program Reflections. In case you have forgotten, in the program, we reflect on the life of those iconic Nigerians that have made the country proud in their respective ways. Our guest today is an officer and a gentleman. To be precise, a retired Air Vice Marshal in the Nigerian Air Force, who was born in 1945 in the ancient city of Hadejia in the present days Jigawa in northwestern part of Nigeria. He had his early education in Hadejia. Of course, in the course of the program, we shall hear more from Air Vice Marshal himself on his early education. Join me to welcome Air Vice Marshal Hamza Abdullahi in the program. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being with you.
Let me take you on a terrain that is very, very much familiar with you. In a typical country like ours, sir, what is the place of Air Force?
Well, in any country, not only Nigeria, Air Force is very crucial for the security apparatus of that country and for the defense of the territorial integrity of that country. Modern warfare is based mainly on intelligence, air, and before the ground defense. So Air Force is very crucial for the defense of national integrity of any country, not only Nigeria. Yes.
Now, let us go down memory lane, sir. What would the viewer know about your humble background?
Well, as you said earlier, I was born on the 2nd of March 1945. That is at the tail end of the World War II. And I was born in Hadejia, Hadejia town or Hadejia city, which I'm sure someone like you would not like to hear city. I went to primary school in Hadejia. Then it was called elementary school. I went first for the 4-year elementary school, and then I went to the senior primary school, which was a 3-year course, before I went to Rumfa College, or Kano Provincial Secondary School, as it was known then.
Okay.
Yes, in 1957.
1957.
Yes.
Okay. Before we hear your life in Rumfa College,
yes,
let me still take you back to Hadejia. So how was growing up in Hadejia in 1945?
Well, I don't know. It is very different from what life is all about now. We used to go to school on foot. There is no question of bicycle or motorcycle or keke napep or any other thing. We foot. In the whole town, I think there are no more than 4 or 5 cars. One, the emir has a car. Members of the House of Assembly have cars, and then 2 members of the federal constituency have cars.
Altogether, the number of cars went up to 5?
No, not more than 5, much more than 5. And if you have to go anywhere, you go in a lorry, the kind of lorry that you pace backwards on a bench. And so later on, when we moved from Hadejia to Kano Provincial Secondary School, we used to go to the railway. First I go with my box on my head from my house, my home, to the motor park. And then from the motor park, I joined the motor park and go to Malamadoro, which is about 19 kilometers away from Hadejia. And that journey then used to take about an hour because it's a lorry, and the roads are not what they are today at all. And then we joined the train. at around 11 in the morning. And by 5:36, we arrive in Kano as railway station. And from Kano railway station, we take our boxes on our head and follow the railway line. You see, if you follow the railway line, it passes more or less through the Kano Provincial Secondary School, which is now Rumpa College. So we take our boxes, go through technical school now.
Boxes on your heads?
Yeah, wooden boxes that I constructed in the wood workshop myself.
You did? You constructed it yourself?
Yeah, I did it myself
With
because
a
I took woodwork. Well, I did woodwork.
Okay.
So I constructed my own
box,
and I would take it on my head and go through the technical school. Then there were groundnut pyramids, by the groundnut pyramids, and then we arrive at the Kano Provincial Secondary School. Okay. Yes.
Still in Hadija
yes.
Town, sir. How in a typical Hausa community,
yes,
like ours, Quranic education is given high prominence
yes.
by parents. It is the ambition, the hope and wish of every parent to see that his child acquires primary
yes.
Quranic education.
Yes.
What is it?
I went to the Quranic school. There's a very famous school called Malam Mamman Gangara. I met later on in my life, I met a number of people who said they went to school, they went to Quranic school in the, they call it in the East. They will tell you, I went to school at Gabas, not Makaranta, Gabas. And Gabas at that time means Hadeja area, Hadeja Nguru. And I met a number of people who went through the same Quranic school that I went. I go in the evening, normally after I join the primary school. And in the morning we go to the primary school. And at that time, not everybody goes to primary school. The authorities used to set the Dogere and the police from house to house, collecting children by force to take them to school.
Roll them
into the school. I was lucky I was not one of those who was taken by force. I was voluntarily taken.
By your parents?
Yes, because my parents were told or were advised that when my father died, my grandfather adopted me from my...
So which means at what age of your life did you lose your...
When I was 4.
4 years?
Yes. So when I was 5, I was adopted by this grandfather of mine, and he was working with the late Chiroma Hadeja Sambo. And Chiroma Hadeja Sambo advised him, when he took me to him, to introduce me, that this is my grandson. His father died and is now with me. Chiroma Sambo advised him that, look, you better take him to school. You better take him to elementary school and take him to the headmaster. Then was the late Tafida of Hadeja, Malam Abdullahi. He said, take him to Malam Megari Primary School. That would be the best thing for that child. And I was taken there voluntarily. And thank God, I don't know, for some unknown reason, I seemed to like the school life. And I stayed there without any resistance at all. And another luck I have is whichever school I go, I find one member of the staff or 2 or 3 of them, they really like me, maybe because I'm good in their subjects.
What was your size, body size then?
I was very small.
Very, very small.
Yes.
That probably explains the reason why they like.
Very small, very small.
So,
and
so you were the type who can easily be bullied by the stronger ones.
No, that time there are bullies. When the school closes, they gather the little ones to sweep the school compound. They cane us while we are sweeping. But that was all. There was not a bullying of the kind that they box you or beat you. No, they used to whip us with a cane while we are sweeping the school compound, because after the closing school, they select those that will clean the school. And if you are going to be bullied, that is a bully, cleaning the school.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
what about life in Rumfa College? What can you recollect about your sojourn in that school?
In Rumfa College, then they were the teachers. Most of the teachers were expatriates. The principal was British, Mr. Marcroft, and then Mr. KJ Bia. These are the two that I went through. Mr. Marcroft had an accident in the railway junction by Kofar Nasarawa, just in front of the technical school. You know where the Jubilee memorial was there. He had an accident, the train crashed him, and he left. And then there was another one brought, Mr. Kijibia. We stayed there. I was in that school for 6 years. I was supposed to be there. We were supposed to be the first class that was to take a 5-year West African school certificate. And we were merged with the class in front of us. That is late General San Abacha's class, because they were 1 year ahead of us. Late Justice Tahiru Mustafa, they were 1 year ahead of us, so we were merged with their class. Then, when we were just about 3 months to taking the exam, the idea was aborted. So we had to go again extra year, and we did the normal 6 years course. Yes, but we had discipline in the school. I know there are people who used to go to the cinema, for instance. They will make caricature structure in their bed, and then they will go to cinema, and in the night, the expatriate duty teacher will come round, and then eventually they discover that is what they do. Yes.
Dummy.
Dummy. In the school with the bed was our bowel on top, like the head. And then they discovered it, and they started whipping people for that. And they will take you, and then you get 12 whips, or 12 lashes, or 6 lashes, depending on what you have done. But as I said, there was discipline, both in primary and secondary school. I remember in primary school, we used to write the Arabic book. We used to take some paper out of the book to write letters, to write in Arabic actually. And we just take the paper out. Then the Arabic teacher, who later happened to become the chief imam of Hadejia, but he's dead now, discovered that we take Arabic is from his book, the exercise book, we take paper. So he decided to count. That day he sat down on the table, at the edge of the table like this in front, and he said everybody should come with his book, exercise book, and he started calling us one by one. He would check. If you take 5 pages, he will write 5. If you take 6, he will take 6. At the end of it, 6 lashes for those who took 6, 5 for those who take 5. Another incident that I never forget in that primary school was there was one child who was the son of the emir's brother.
Emir of Hadejia?
Yeah, Emir of Hadejia, late one. And the headmaster then was also the brother of the current emir at that time. Elijah Haruna was the current emir of Haruna. One of the teachers, I think, disciplined his son. And then he came to the school and called out the teacher and made the son slap him. The following morning, the headmaster came, who is also the brother to the current emir, and collected the whole school and brought out that son. He made them give him 12 lashes, and from that day, sacked him from the school.
And that was it? And
that was the end of it. And one thing I learned from that, most of that boy, in the end, that guy never went to school. In fact, he died a driver. He was the emir's driver, Emir Maji, Alhaji Maji's driver. He died a driver.
Okay.
He could have gone to school with us.
And,
maybe he could have made life different. Yeah.
okay. So while in Rumfa College,
Yes.
who and who among your colleagues can you recollect? Those that are alive?
I can recollect many. Alive, first of all, in Rumfa College, 7 of us joined the Air Force.
From Rumfa College?
Yes. You see the General Hassan Usman Katsina and Alhaji Tako Galadima, who was then Minister of Defense, came to our school, collected us in the assembly hall, the whole school, and gave a lecture about Army and Air Force. The Air Force was just new then. They have just about to start the Air Force.
Which year was that?
That should be, I can't remember.
Was it the year you finished Rumfa College?
That should be 1962.
1962.
Yes.
Okay.
Or 62 or 60, I think 62.
Okay.
Or 63.
So instantly...
So they came and they gave a lecture. At the end of it, they said we should, those who want to join the military, the army, should raise their hands. Those who want to join the army, raise their hands. Those who want to join the Air Force, raise your hands. 7 of us raised our hands. They took us to go to the Air Force. People, Abacha and some others raised their hand to go to the army.
And your humble self?
Yes.
Among,
myself, AVM Nura Imam, one Dauda Suleiman, no Dauda, one Mohammed Suleiman, one Ali Tamasi, Yusuf Abdurrahman from Daura. Who is the 7th one? There is a 7th one. We chose to join the Air Force. But of the 7 of us, there only 2 of us were officer cadets, and we became officers from the beginning.
Okay, what was the criteria for...
Well, the criteria is 2 of us have a school certificate Division 2.
Okay. Yourself and who?
Myself, AVM Nura Imam.
Nuruddin Imam, okay.
Yes, we in our class, 3 of us got WASC Division 2. And we were the first in that school to even get Division 2. Okay. Myself, AVM Nura Imam, and one Abdullahi Mahmoud, who became a banker.
So it qualified you for...
Mahmoud. So after they looked at our qualification, we were taken as cadets right from the beginning. And funny enough, only 2 of us, myself and the AVM Imam, became really something in the Air Force. We became the others. Some of them became, I think the highest they went was squadron leader and wing commanders. They didn't go beyond that. They left.
So 5. Where was the training? Was it,
we had a basic training in Kaduna. Nigerian Air Force Ground Training School, Kaduna.
Okay, Mandu.
We went there, we reported there on the 3rd January 1964. We went, it was Germans who were training.
Okay.
Instructors were all Germans. The commandant of that school was a German. The commandant of the Air Force itself is not a Nigerian, was a German. So we went on the 3rd of January 1964 to Kaduna, and that's where we started the training. After the basic military training, we were sent to Germany.
Your first trip outside Nigeria?
Yes.
As a cadet?
As a cadet, yes.
Okay.
We went to the various technical, some went to technical school, some went to flying school, those who can fly, and so on and so on.
Where did you?
I went to technical school. I did engineering.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so how was the military training? Because
the
Germans, military usually
the Germans,
in Kaduna, because usually the military training is so hard that cadets usually
we were trained by the Germans, and they really tough. I never forget, I had a friend, but he's dead now, who later became the emir of Gazargamu.
Gazargamu, that is in...
Yes. Abba, his name was Abba. He was my roommate. The Germans will wake us up at 3 a.m. That those days it was raining like crazy.
In Kaduna?
In Kaduna. In August, when it is raining here heavily, They will wake us up with pistols. They will shoot pistols in the air, and we will all wake up. But when you are going to bed, you will set your shoes beside your bed. You will set your uniform beside your bed, because they can call any day without notice, no notice. So that they took us out to Afaka area. You know Afaka in Kaduna?
I know. And it was
We went
raining.
to the airport. It was raining heavy. We were drenched. And at that time, they were even building the base, new. Kafa was building the base. Some of the structures that you see at Twaza Gate, they were built by Kafa, Jikapa. And the laborers shit anywhere. There is anywhere. And when it rains, the Germans will drill you on top of anything. By the time you come, you have everything on your address. And they took us to Afaka area. We came back by about 6 a.m. When we come back, we go straight to, we have 10 minutes, 15 minutes to have breakfast and change.
Everything within 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was
Take your bath, eat?
It was rough.
It's never discouraged you from withdrawing?
I was lucky I wasn't withdrawing. So this was telling you the story of this Abba, the Emir Abu Gazargamu. So we saw Abba packing. When we came back, instead of changing, Abba was packing.
Did you ask him why?
By the time we came back, Abba has gone. You know? So up to the time he died, when I meet him, I met him twice, myself and the president Babangida at the airport, and I told him the story of Abba. And we said, I used to tell him that I would call the military police to arrest him for desertion.
For desertion.
He ran away. And not only him, many. When we come back from that kind of grilling, they will just pack and go. We will just not see them. Arthur Nzerebi, senator, was one of us as a cadet.
He deserted also.
He ran away to Ghana. He even left Nigeria. When he ran away from the Air Force as a cadet, he ran away to Ghana. The senior brother of Bruce, Willie Bruce.
Okay, Willie Bruce.
Yeah, senior brother of this Senator Bruce
Okay.
now. Also, but he stayed.
He stayed?
Yeah, with all the wahala, he stayed. And we used to laugh at him because he is half caste. You know that if he can take that rubbish, we can't take it. Yeah, it was tough.
Where was your first working place?
Kaduna, the same Kaduna.
You were retained in Kaduna?
I was retained in the technical school in Kaduna.
Okay.
I was retained on the flight line in Kaduna because I was an airframe engineer. We used to clear the flights, the aircraft, the training. You know, there is a lot of training those days. Those days in a day, when you are around Kaduna, you will see 20, 15 aircraft flying.
It's a daily routine?
Yeah, they are training.
Air Force training?
Yeah. There are normally about 30 trainers, training aircraft available a day.
It's a daily routine?
Yeah, it's daily routine. Even the time when...
With which rank then?
I was commander of that base. By the grace of Allah, the base where I started and I didn't run away, I became back as its commander. Wow. That was my...
With which rank?
Was group captain.
Group captain?
Yeah, that was my finest hour in the Air Force.
Why was it so?
Yeah, because if I sit in that office, I remember a German used to sit in that office. And when I passed...
That is the tradition.
That is there, I must salute them. And then I became the commander.
Nobody forgets to.
I hope you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Whether or not he is there, the flag is there, I will salute that office.
That is the tradition.
That is the tradition.
Okay.
So you can't. You dare not there. RSM sitting around at the gate and so looking. If you don't, God help you. Yeah? So that was my finest hour in the Air Force, to see that I come back, and I thank Allah for His grace, that here is where I started. I am now the commander of that base. That was my greatest pleasure.
When did you tell yourself it is time for me to get married?
To get married?
Yes.
I got married 1969 December.
1969. 69.
Yeah, then I was a captain, I think.
Captain.
Yeah,
Were you
myself.
up to 30?
I was born in 45, don't forget. I'm not 30, I think I was 20 something. Anyway, we got the same day, myself and AVM Imam, Nura Imam are friends. You remember I told you we came from the same class. I convinced him, let's go to the Air Force rather than Army. Since both we are good in science, let's go to the Air Force. We decided to go to the Air Force. We got married the same day. Our wives are classmates as well.
Your wife is from Hadejia or from Kano?
From Kwantagora, funny enough.
Kwantagora. Yeah. How did we meet? Was it
in Kaduna?
Arranged by your parents?
In Kaduna, I was on a train from Lagos to Kaduna. We were on a train. I was a cadet then. No, I was a second lieutenant then.
You have already...
No, I met them in the train by accident.
Were you in uniform?
I was.
You were in uniform?
Yes.
You're showing up.
Yeah, we are proud of our Air Force at that time. You know, Air Force especially in Kaduna, we paid the town red, especially on payday. You know?
On payday?
Yeah. We paid, Kaduna knows Air Force has been paid.
So you met in the train?
Yeah, we met in the train. And yes, her father was in Lagos, working in Lagos P&T. But later they moved to Kaduna and they were staying at Camp Road. Just at the beginning of Camp Road. You know Camp Road? Now it's called Degel 2, I think.
I know
Degel 2.
Yes.
Their house is just opposite that mosque. First, when you cross that road, on that Camp Road, first, I think, second house. And her father is also a friend of the first civilian governor, Mayborn, by coincidence. So I used to go to greet the father either in Sadona Crescent, in Mayborn's house, because they were all together. You know, they were friends then. Every evening, if I'm going to see him in the evening, I know I'd find him.
And when you introduced your intention to your parents,
yes,
they did not object?
Oh, they will ask the person, they will ask the girl. If she's the one who tells them that I'm coming and she likes me, they will follow and check from my background. And they checked from my parents. Then Alhaji Hassan Hadeja was there to stand security for me in Kaduna. And then they traced my ancestral home in Hadeja. And it wasn't a big deal.
During the Civil War?
Oh, yes. During the Civil War, we didn't have the place to fight. We formed a war, General Hassan formed a war council in Kaduna. And somehow I was young, but I was co-opted as a member of that war council. And we don't have bombs. We were making bombs from fire extinguishers. We closed the swimming pool in Kaduna, and the swimming pool,
behind
Hassan Osman Katsina, Gamji Gate now.
Okay, Gamji Gate.
We closed that place, and we are producing bombs. There was one guy, one Englishman from, I don't know where, I think he was in the Ministry of Works in Kaduna. And there is the rector later who became rector of Polytechnic Kaduna. I can't remember his name now. And Major Balana Ade, Alhaji Ibrahim Bai, late, and then General Hassan, he was his war council. We sit and we collect all the fire extinguishers in the north. They were bringing them from Borno, from Katsina, from Sokoto, and we were emptying them and making bombs with them in that place. And we will go.
You have the technology of.
No, the expatriate fought World War I and II, and he was teaching us how to make those bombs. And we were making them in fire extinguishers with gelignite, nails, pieces of iron rod we put inside, and we put cortex to light.
Oh.
And then we load the aircraft with it. When we go to where we'll dump them, we'll be lighting them and pushing them one by one. That's how we started bombing in this country without any.
Okay. Well, viewer, if you are just joining us, the program is Reflections with Air Vice Marshal Hamza Abdullahi, retired, who is taking us down memory lane. Sir, before the break, I was asking you about the countries you have visited in the course of your training that eventually culminated to you becoming an Air Vice Marshal in the Nigerian Air Force.
As I told you, I first trained in Germany. That was the basic. That's where I became an engineer. Later, I was in the engineering wing. I was a captain. I became a major, and then somehow there was a change of career. They wanted to establish a military air police corps, and Nigerian Air Force had no air police corps, and they decided to send me there.
Where?
To UK.
United Kingdom.
Yes.
So
I went to UK and did military police course. And later, I went also to America to do the senior officers military police course. And I established the Nigerian Air Force Police. I am its originator. Yes, I established it first.
It is still in existence.
Oh, it will always be in existence. It's like the military police that you have. So.
Under the military police.
Yeah.
Okay. So when in 31st December 1983, a change of government was announced, where were you?
1983, I was part of it.
You were part of it?
Yeah. I was in Lagos, I think.
As what?
1983. 1983?
1983.
No, 84. 84, I was a commander of Nigerian Air Force base in Kaduna. I was a group commander, Nigerian Air Force Ground Training Group. Then I was made the military governor.
1984?
Yes.
You were taken to
Kano,
which then comprised of your...
Jigawa. I was going to march over Katsina and annex it as well.
But you never had the guts. Okay. So how was that experience as military administrator of Kano State?
Well, I didn't expect, I was not, during our preliminary discussions, I was not to be a military governor. My background was security, intelligence, security. I told you I trained as a military policeman, was to take over Katsina man's place, Nafindadi. AVM Mukhtar Mohammed was to be the governor of Kano State. But for some unknown reasons, General Abuja said, no. They want me to be the governor of Kano State because AVM Mukhtar Mohammed has been a governor in Kaduna before, so let me go to, and so they changed it. When I was called, they sent me an aircraft to pick me from Kaduna. I thought I was going there for my security because we discussed it beforehand. And then when I landed in the airport, I went to AVM Mukhtar's house.
In Kano?
Yeah, no, in Katsina, in Lagos.
Okay, Lagos.
Straight from the airport to his house. It was around 6 o'clock in the evening. I arrived in the house and I met Alhaji Amin Wali, Justice Tahir Mustafa, many of our colleagues in AVM Mukhtar's house, because then they were thinking AVM Mukhtar was to be the governor. And then there was change.
Without him knowing?
No, they knew later, before I arrived. Before I arrived, I didn't know. So when I landed, I went straight to the house. Because he was my friend, he was my very close senior colleague. I went to his house, and then they started congratulating me. I said, what the hell? Then Justice Tairo Mustafa told me, you are going to be the governor of Kano. I said, no, don't forget it, because I knew what I know. I said, whoever told you that joke, forget him. And yes, from there, I went to General Babangida's house, and he told me that...
He was then the chief of army staff?
He wasn't chief of army staff. He was director, what do they call it, in the army headquarters. He was in the army headquarters as director of, what do they call him? There's someone terminology they call it, army terminology they call him. So he told me that there's a change of plan. You will not do that. You are going to Kano as a governor. I said, fine, no problem. That's what I got to know. So in the morning, we were sworn in as a governor. I came back to Kaduna to pack my things.
Which means suggesting that your family...
My family is in Kaduna.
Okay.
I live on the base. Don't forget I was the commander of that base at that time.
So even if you are posted out, the family remains in Kaduna?
Yeah. So I came back, and in the evening I went to late Gumi. Gumi, I'm his disciple. When he started preaching in that mosque, Alhaji Hassan took me there. I was there when he started Tafsiri Ma Amasallachin Sultan Bello. I was a little cadet then. Alhaji Hassan takes me there.
Hassan?
Yes, so I became very close to Gumi. So I went to Gumi and told him that, Malam, you see my problem, this is what has happened to me. I've been appointed a governor and I have no clue. How can you help me, advise me? Then he said to me, yeah, I cannot tell you anything now. The only thing I want to ask of you is if you agree. Anytime I hear you have done something bad, I will come and tell you have done it, but it's not right. Or if you are about to do something and I think you need advice, I will come, if you permit, to advise you. I said, I agree. Then he said, Alhamdulillah, the only advice I will give you now is when you go to Kano, do not dig. Draw a line where you went. Draw a line from where you start and just go. Whatever God has covered, don't try to dig it. Allah has covered it. If Allah wants you to do something, He will show it to you. It will be there. In the process of doing what you are doing, if you find something, don't cover it. You must take a... So that's why when I went to Kano, I was subject of ridicule by the press. Oh, I have not investigated anybody. You remember, they were even saying I was given a yellow card because I didn't do investigation. Because that time they were breaking stores for commodities, that arresting people. I didn't arrest traders, I didn't arrest anybody. While I was busy trying to collect the information that I need to do, because I like to collect information before I start. I don't want to start something and then I find I have to stop.
So which means you had to study the terrain, of course, before...
Of course. And I don't like going to a place and then I say, you are bad, go, you are bad, go. No. I want to work with you first to find out if you are bad myself. And in any case, I need you to know what you are doing bad. Without you, I wouldn't know. So I didn't go the way others were going. And later I succeeded.
Okay, you were there as military administrator for how many years?
2 years, just 2 years. If you remember, I started war against indiscipline. I started it and it became a national issue. environmental clean. You know, it was even launched in Kano because I am the author. It started from me. You know.
The then general head of state,
Yeah.
General Muhammad Buhari.
Yes. No, Tunde Idiamo.
Tunde Idiamo.
launched, yes. You see, because people at that time, I have a firm belief, a Nigerian is not a very difficult person to govern. As long as you are sincere, you have sincerity of purpose, and he believes that you are sincere in what you are doing, he will follow you blindly. I always say, when I go on tour as a governor to the remote villages and so on, and I blow the siren, they hear the siren, you will see people running from all corners, leaving their farms to come to the main road to greet me. Those people, they don't know me. I will have no impact on their life unless I have any collective policy that will touch on them, say like farmers. But they will run, you know, to the road. Some of them, my grandfathers, they will be running. When they go through 3 steps, they realize, oh, maybe governor have not seen me. They will get up and start running again until they come and catch a glimpse of me. You see, I believe that Nigerians are not difficult to govern. As long as you are sincere and they believe you have sincerity of purpose. Yeah.
Apart from the governorship position you have held, what other political appointment?
Oh, I am minister in 3 ministries. When I finished as governor of Kano State, I was there was this Batsa attempted coup. And General Babangida again called me and asked me that it looks like, from all indications, General Batsa has a hand in this push. And we need to take somebody to Abuja immediately, more or less. And people were mentioning either you or, well, I wouldn't mention the second person, or another person. He mentioned the two of us. If I take you there, would you like to go there? I said, as I told you before, if you take me to the toilet and tell me sit in this toilet, I will sit in that toilet and look after that toilet. So anywhere you take me, I'm happy, I will go. It's a posting.
So you were met the minister of...
So he said, okay, in that case, forget about the other person. I'm going to Abuja. This was on a Wednesday. 1986. On a Wednesday. He said, I'm going to Abuja on Sunday. On Friday. You follow me, we go together, and from there I leave you there. And that's how I became minister. I followed him, and he left me here, you know. And when we got here, we came here with a very big delegation. Ministers, Inspector General of Police, Etim Young, service chiefs, and there was no good housing for them.
1986.
Yeah, no good housing. You know, Hilton was not ready. No hotel.
It was still under construction.
Yeah, not ready. No hotel. No good hotel was ready. So when we came, they took us to what they call the TMQ, Temporary Ministerial Quarters. And that is where the ministers stay. So the service chiefs were given places there. The Inspector General of Police was given a place there. I remember I had a house in this area. There was a house here near the present minister's house behind. I was given that house, 2-bedroom, because as a minister, Abuja. So I remember after they were all allocated, and I retired to my place at 9 o'clock. I went to the president. I went back to the president, and Etim just walked in with his towel on his neck. He was shouting, "Mr. President, did you see what they did to me?" He said, "What have you done to them, to the Etim? You know, he's a very funny man, very nice man. What have they done to you?" "They gave me a lousy house. You know, he came with his assistant. He's normally a police lady. And he asked her that he's going to the toilet to have a shower because he's going to the president. And he took his towel and his chewing stick, as usual, typical of those people. And as soon as he went, he pulled the door followed him. Not only the door followed him, the lizards.
Inside.
Lizards that followed him. He closed the door and ran.
The whole Inspector General Police.
Inspector General Police. Yeah. Lizards followed him, you know. So like that, he just took his towel. He forget even to leave the towel. He came to the president to complain that he cannot sleep in that house. So that's when I started knowing that I have a problem.
To make Abuja habitable.
Yeah, to make it habitable. Then I have not even gone around. So, and the president told me when he was leaving that time, well, I know you can do it. That's why everybody was saying you. I want you to take this city to a point of no return. You hear what Awolowo said. You should turn it to a university city. You hear what so-so and so-so said, that they should scrap the idea of making it a capital. I want you to take it to a point of no return. I saluted and said, yes, sir, and left. He left me at the airport.
So, looking at what Abuja is today, is Abuja near where you have dreamt it to be?
Well, no, not yet. If it is, at least part of it, yes, But then we had a system. There was a master plan, and we were following the master plan. At the time we came was phase one. Phase one was only meant to take 240,000 habitants, you know. Phase two was supposed to take about 700,000. Altogether, the city was meant to take 3.1, the complete city when it is completed. But in phase one alone now, they are over that number. You understand? And in any case, when we came, we were following the master plan. I will go and make a plan. I will look for the money. I will go to the president and tell him that I need money to put this infrastructure, because we don't want to move anybody without infrastructure. And money, sometimes the money is not there in the budget, because the budget of FCT in the federal budget is 200 million. 200 million can do nothing. So the president has to find ways and means. Sometimes he will call the governor CVN. I will grab the governor CVN, Abdul Ahmed. We will go to the president. We'll sit together. I will tell him, yes. Then president will say, I will find money for this young man. Try and find money for him. And of course, I will get the money. And that's how I built most of, at least to make this city habitable. At first, I had to provide office. I moved 4 ministries ab initio. From Abuja. From yes, to Abuja. Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Industries, Ministry of Internal Affairs, and Trade. 4 of them ab initio. And then I have to provide them housing, I have to provide them office facilities, and so on. And then an idea came to me that Nigerians still don't like this city. I must find a way of selling this city to the outside world. So one day when they were building Hilton, I took president to the Hilton. Then there were only, I think, 3 floors done. Only 3 floors. There was no road even to the place. We have to walk our way and so on. I took him there and I said, this hotel will be ready in about 2 years, a year and a half. But we have 3 floors now already. He looked at the 3 floors. Yes, I think I can have my ECOWAS meeting here. What, sir? Yeah, we can have a meeting here. I'm supposed to be the chairman of ECOWAS. And we are having a meeting in 3 months' time. I said, there are 3 floors. With all this number of, he said, I will have it here. Tell me what you want. So the engineer, the resident engineer was American, Mr. Piace. He's very talkative.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Okay. I can make 5 floors ready in no time. Huh? He committed me. So, Mr. President, that was my first task. Then I realized that anytime there's something like that, anything I ask, I will get, money-wise. So with that assignment, I got a lot of the money that opened up most of that area. First, I was able to prepare 7 floors in the Hilton.
Sir, we are approaching the end of the program.
Yes.
You have served some administrations that were very, very passionate about patriotism.
Yes.
Patriotism is still an issue that many observers are of the view that is still lacking in many Nigerians. How can patriotism be encouraged, sir?
Honestly, it is the military that are patriotic. We are the ones who nurture that patriotism. I traveled to France, I traveled to America, I traveled to Dubai, and any good thing I see, I wish I can bring it back home to Nigeria. You see, when I became the governor of Kano, I went to Jeddah. At that time, they were doing that coastal development with that guarding and so on along the coastline of Red Sea. And I took my photographers, my engineers, and we copied a lot of them. I'm the first man that started making fountains in our cities.
In Kano?
Yes.
You did in Kano?
Yes, I started fountains.
For other states?
For other states to copy. Governors that were my colleagues, they have got resident spies here in Kano. Kano, what have you done today? What again new? They will copy. You know, I took photographs and I was putting the ideas slowly, developing, to make the environment, because Kano is a very funny place. It's a flat place. Okay. Northern Nigeria generally, it's a flat place. So you are fighting with nature in order to make it look beautiful. Unlike Abuja, which is a rolling city, you just do a little compliment nature.
Okay.
But cities like that. So patriotism was in all the military, even up to today.
So how can it be instilled in the minds of Nigerians? So lastly, briefly, because
honestly, if I tell you I know how now, it's impossible. I can't tell you I know how now, because the politicians have turned everything upside down. Political considerations have clouded their thinking. They don't even think of Nigeria. They think of either retaining their office or getting an office, not to bother about anything. Take, for example, this road from Abuja to Kano. That road has deteriorated over how many years? All the governors of Katsina, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Jigawa, Bauchi, Yobe, they follow that goddamn road when it was going down. And they never did anything. If they go and corner Jonathan at that time and tell him, look, Jonathan, you either do this road, who is he? He will do it. But they never bothered. They are bothered about how much money he would give them to go to their state and help themselves. When I was minister, you know, if I go to Hadejia, and by the way, when IBB was president, he chases his ministers to go home. Whether or not you like it, you will go home at least once a month. Because when you come back, he will ask you, what is the situation of life there? How are the people, what are the people thinking? What is worrying them? If it's rainy season, how good was the rainy season? What is farmers produce? You know, if I go from Kano to Hadejia and I see 1/4 hole, I will come back on that Wednesday council meeting, any other matters, I'm going to raise my hand. Minister of Works, the road from Gumel to Hadejia is breaking down. There is a huge pothole here and there and there. I will even tell him the kilometers in between because I will mark it. And honestly, within that month or next month, it will be fixed.
Okay.
Nowadays, no. That is patriotism.
Viewer, that was Air Vice Marshal Hamza Abdullahi, retired for you in the program. We hope you enjoyed being with us. And on behalf of the guest himself, I remain yours, Muhammad Abubakar, saying, be with us sometime next week for another episode. Sir, thank you very much for finding time to be with us.
It is a pleasure. I wish I could have tell you more.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Maybe that is reserved for another period.
Sure.